Hi everyone, the game just got new content Abyssal Depths. I've played it and I want to share my thoughts. Abyssal Depths is a new PvP mod in orange zones. The main difference is that when you die you only lose your inventory, while your gear stays on, just losing a bit of durability. This content also introduces a new soul mechanic. Souls drop from killed monsters and players. By collecting souls you can bring them to an altar for rewards. An allied soul can resurrect a teammate, or you can trade it for a chest. Let's break it down in detail. Depths has 3 levels. The deeper you go, the juicier the reward. On the 3rd level there's a big final chest. Grab a body and dive in to wreck everyone in Depths. But in reality there's a 1st level pushes you to focus on pure PvE to get buffs that boost your damage. There's pretty much no fame or silver to made here. Nobody's stopping you from fighting, but there aren't any real point of interest on the 1st level, except for small coffers that mostly give you a small amount of silver. Everyone's inventory is empty on the 1st level, so running around looking for fight just to trade soul for chest feels like a waste of time. We traded over 12 souls for chest and I got just over 1 million silver. I was lucky to get 700,000 from one chest. And that's not even counting that we beat over 6 groups. My take on the 1st level focus on PvE to get buffs, 15 of them. Each buff gives a passive 2% damage and 1% defense against players, totaling 13% damage and 15 defense. That's huge edge against those who didn't farm buffs, and you're on even footing with those who did. But there's a catch. Often you run into cleared spots, so you're neither farming, not fighting, and just running around. Sometimes instead of a buff, a chest drops, usually a green one with 5,000 worth of trash. Sure, I've seen pricely purple chest drop, but I rather get consistent buff to then deliberately hunt for fights. On the 2nd level you can finish farming buffs or start looking for players to fight, since inventories should be at least somewhat filled, but that's not guaranteed. A small chest appears as a point of interest, though not everyone goes for it. Still, the 2nd level feels more combat focused. On the 3rd level there's a main point of interest, a huge chest you open with skates that spawn randomly on the map. The big issue here that all groups come to this chest and nobody wants to fight, they just stand and wait. If you carry all the keys and start opening the chest, you'll get interrupted constantly. If you start fighting someone, another group will steal your chest or flank you. Basically, the first group to loot their nerf usually loses, though cases are different. Now let's talk about some weird and clunky mechanics. In my opinion, the most annoying one is dragging souls to the altar. When you kill 1, 2 or more groups, you have to run back and forth, because you can only carry 1 soul at a time. Fine, if you don't wipe the whole group, they can still resurrect that soul, so okay. But what the deal with only carrying 1 natural soul that can't be resurrected? It's frustrating time sink, plus the altar only has 3 reward slots. It's a not huge deal since a new slot opens fairly quickly after clearing a chest, but it's still annoying. Next, the map is terribly designed. Tons of dead ends where you can't tell if they're passage or a ladder or just a wall. There's even some random water drown on it. Okay, in the mist in the Abbey there's been a wall on the map. For years that's actually passage, and nobody cares. Then the Antiquarian's Lair. They conveniently put entrance to Abyssal Depths, Hell Gates and Corrupted. But why is there no market? In Carlion there's a 2 market on either side of the chest, left and right. Why the 2nd one even exists is beyond me, but in the Antiquarian's Lair there's no one, so I have to run back and forth from the lair to the market to restock consumables, which is another annoying time sink. In the conclusion, I say the Abyssal Depths patch is mostly pretty cool. The Depths activity is interesting, though it's basically the Abbey with the new rules and mechanics. Making it orange zones is a bold choice, but for many players it's probably a plus since not everyone wants to risk their gear. The only thing is I'm not sure how other content like 2 vs 2 Hell Gates, Mist or Corrupts will hold up. I think most players will flock to Abyssal Depths instead of outdated Hellgates or Mists. Personally, I don't even want to go anywhere else. Depths is fresh, it's got good player activity, and running around empty mist isn't exactly fun. I'd love them to add mod in Abyssal Depths with full gear loss. I'm the kind of player who enjoy the adrenaline rush and bigger rewards for risking everything. But on the flip side, if they add too many mods, there might not be enough players to go around. That's the situation with Avalon and Rods and Mist right now. Player activity there isn't great, though it can get lively during peak weekend hours. So, that's my review. Drop your thoughts on the new patch in the comments, and if you want to help with new videos, consider sponsoring on YouTube or supporting the channel via the links in the description. Thanks for watching and see ya!